Hi, artists. It's Ms. Messer, and today we are going to work on growing our cutting skills. So the other day we made a piece of textured paper. We did textured rubbings all over our piece of paper, and today we're going to use that piece of paper to cut and to practice cutting and also to build up our supply of collage materials. So remember, your collage materials came in this bag in your art kit that says collage, and we can always add to our collage materials. We can always, if we find a little bit of interesting paper, we can just stick it in there and then save it for when we want to use it another time. But we're going to go ahead, and I want you to go ahead and get out this piece of textured paper that we created the other day, and we'll get started. Let's see. Okay, so my piece of texture paper is like really beautiful. It's got lots of colors. If yours only has one color, that's okay. But if you see any blank spaces, you can go ahead and grab your crayons and color some of those blank spaces in. Or if you weren't here when we did our textured paper, you can take a new fresh piece of paper and you can kind of just make some scribbles on it. You can just fill up your paper with lots of different marks. I'm going in and anywhere I see a white space, I'm just adding a little bit. So I might add some lines. I'm not going to spend too much time doing this. I might add some crisscrosses. I might add some swirly twirlies down here. I might add some new colors that I don't see. Maybe a light green would be good. Ooh, yeah. Here we go. So I kind of just filled up my paper, making sure that there's not a lot of white spots. After I do that, I'm going to grab, you could use a dark crayon or a dark marker, something that you're going to be able to see on top of all those colors. So I'm going to grab this black marker. You might use something different, but just make sure that you can see it. And I want you to make some crisscrossing lines on your paper. So what I mean by crisscross is one line and then another line on top. And another line on top. And maybe one like this. Maybe I'll do a zigzag line here. And there. So I've got a couple lines here on my paper, crisscrossing and cutting everything up. And then I'm going to grab my scissors. So remember, when you're holding your scissors, you put that thumb in that small hole on the top. You put 1, 2, or 3 fingers in the larger hole underneath it, and you open it up. You chomp, chomp, chompity chomp. There we go. And when you're cutting, you're going to use the hand that is not holding your scissors as your helper hand. So your helper hand helps you out by turning the paper, because your scissor hand is working so hard to cut that it can't do anything else. You got to give it, your helper hand has to turn the paper and do everything else. So you're going to cut on all those black lines. And some of these areas you cut might be kind of medium size. Some might be kind of big size. That looks a little big, so I'm going to cut an extra line there. And we are just practicing our cutting. And it is just so fun to cut. I really enjoy the sound it makes. It goes slice, 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 slice. I really enjoy how much fun it is. And I just love cutting with you. So you're going to cut all your little pieces of paper. Some of them you might decide to cut a little smaller. And then you're going to grab that collage bag and you're going to tuck these away for a rainy day. All right, let's get started, everybody.